An order compelling the defendant to pay the claimant the sum of 2,450,000 naira been in 7 months salary arrears from the period of June 2018 to December 2018. An order compelling the defendant to pay the claimant 10% interest on the sum of 2,450,000 naira until the sum is finally liquidated. And lastly, an order compelling the defendant to pay the claimant the sum of 500,000 naira as cost of this suit. Upon being served with the claimant processes, the defendant did not file any process, not even a memorandum of appearance. However, on the 9th of December 2019, when the matter first came up before Honorable Justice Mustapha Tijani, one Kazim Odunsi ESQ announced his appearance for the defendant. The matter was then adjourned to enable the defendant file his defense processes. From the fact averred by the claimant in his pleading, he stated that he was employed by the defendant as Group Business Development Manager / PH, the Group Chairman, via a letter of appointment dated 14th of July 2017. The defendant is a holding company to Italian Furniture Limited, Computer Plus Limited, PG Consulting Limited, and ADS Limited, and the claimant worked for all of them. The claimant also averred that due to his hard work, due diligence, and dedication to duties, the defendant confirmed his appointment on the 1st of July 2018, but it, however, refused, failed, and neglected to pay the claimant his 7 months salary from June to December 2018. According to the claimant, he was compelled to resign from the defendant's company because he could no longer perform his financial obligation towards his family, as he was not paid his salaries. But when the claimant was employed, his salary was 3,000 naira, and upon confirmation of disappointment on the 1st of July 2018, his salary was reviewed to 350,000 naira. But in the thirtness of the defendant, claimant is between the month of June 2018 to December 2018. That is 7 months unpaid salary. The 7 month unpaid salary due to the claimant is a total of 2,450,000 naira, which he made repeated demands for same to be paid, but the defendant failed to pay the said salary. Trial commenced on 25th of November 2021, when the claimant accused the Blue One testified and adopted his statement, putting statement on oath dated on the 6th of September 2019, and tendered the following documents as exhibits. Number 1, employment letter, exhibit OOP 1A to C. Number 2, confirmation letter, exhibit 2. Number 3, resignation letter, exhibit 3. Resignation notice dated 4th of January 2019, exhibit 4A to C. Claimant's mail dated 5th of April 2019, exhibit 5. Computation of outstanding salary dated 16th of January 2019, exhibit OOP 6. Emails dated 21st of January 2019, exhibit OOP 7. Solicitor's letter dated 8th of July 2019, exhibit OOP 8. Defendant's mail dated 7 July 2019, exhibit OOP 9. And certificate of compliance, exhibit OOP 10. When the claimant concluded his evidence in chief, the matter was adjourned to the 4th of April 2022 for cross-examination of CW1 and possible defense. The defendant was not in court, and the matter was further adjourned to the 9th of June 2022 at the instance of the defendant for cross-examination. On the resumption date, the defendant was still not in court to cross-examine CW1, and on the application of the Landed Council for the claimant, the defendant was foreclosed, and CW1 was finally discharged, and the matter was adjourned for judgment. Upon my careful perusal of the facts averred by the claimant and the evidence adduced, the claimant's main grounds is that he had worked for the defendant for 7 years, but the defendant has failed and neglected to pay his 7 months salary, and therefore asked for some certain declarations and orders. Claimants exhibit OOP 1A to C and 2 are his employment and confirmation letters, which show his initial salary of 300,000 naira and the reviewed one of 350,000 naira. Exhibit 3 and 4A to C are his initial letters and the letter demanding for his outstanding salary. Claimant have also made the same demand for his outstanding salary in Exhibit OOP 6. Exhibit OOP 7 carries the computation of the outstanding salary of the claimant, which was confirmed by a staff of the defendant as correct figure. Exhibit OOP 9 contains a WhatsApp message sent to the claimant by the chief executive of the defendant admitting the outstanding salary of the claimant. As it has earlier been noted, the defendant did not file any defense to the claimant's case, nor appeared to cross-examine the claimant. It is only once that a counsel appeared for the defendant when the matter came up for the first time, but the counsel never appeared again. It is true that when an originating process is served on a defendant, it usually demands the entry of appearance within the stipulated time frame, followed by a warning that failure to do so may enable the claimant to proceed with hearing and obtain judgment from the court. It's not enough to enter a memorandum of appearance without assessment of defense. It should be noted that without assessment of defense being entered by a defendant, the claims of the plaintiff remains unchallenged. No one sets out to prove at the hearing what has not been challenged. See the case of Olale and Okelemen. It is tried that where evidence given by a party to any proceeding was not challenged by the opposite party who had the opportunity to do so, it is always open to the court seize of the proceedings to act on the unchallenged evidence before it. Unchallenged and uncontradicted evidence ought to be accepted by the court as establishing the fact therein contained. See the case of Odulaja and Haddad, Nigerian Maritime Services, Alaji Bello Afolabi, Ebenwe and the state, Okiki and LPDC. It is beyond speculation that the court is entitled to take as admitted all facts which have remained uncontradicted and unchallenged. It also settles principle of law, therefore, that what is admitted requires no further proof. See the case of NNPC Pension Limited and Vita Construction Limited. Although the claimant's evidence remains unchallenged and uncontroverted and must be deemed admitted by the defendant, given that the defendant entered no defense in this matter, but that does not absolve the claimant from proving his case under the minimal evidence rule. Generally, in law, where the evidence is uncontradicted, the onus of proof is satisfied on a minimal proof, since there's nothing on the other side of the scale. But minimal proof remains minimal and does not mean no proof. The failure on the part of the defendant to give evidence does not exonerate the plaintiff from proving his case, though minimally. An expression that means as little as possible or very little, going from the fact and evidence presented by the claimant as to his claim for arrears of 7 months' salary, coupled with the fact that there is no defense from the side of the defendant, I am satisfied that the claimant has been able to prove his case on a minimal proof, and the claimant is entitled to some of his claims. I observe that the claimant has in his first and second reliefs asked for a declaration that the defendant is in breach of his contractual relationship with the claimant by refusing, failing, and neglecting to pay his 7 months' salary, and that the defendant breached the duty of care to the claimant as he was impoverished and could not meet up with his obligation as a family man, all due to the failure of the defendant to pay his salary. However, I need to state that there's no factual evidence placed before me that the defendant owes any duty of care which has been breached. I've also not been referred to any provision of the law that confers that right which the defendant owes to the claimant. Based on the foregoing, I think there is no need for the grant of the first and second reliefs. However, on the whole, and from the reasons given above, the claimant's claims for payment of his salary succeeds, and for the avoidance of doubt, I hereby grant the following declaration and orders. Number one, a declaration that the claimant is entitled to the total sum of 2,450,000 naira being his unpaid salary arrears from the period of June 2018 to December 2018. Number two, an order is granted compelling the defendant to pay the claimant the sum of 2,450,000 naira being his 7-month salary arrears from the period of June 2018 to December 2018. The defendant is directed to pay the sum of 100,000 naira as cost of this action. The judgment sum shall attract 10% interest, simple interest, unless it's fully liquidated. Yes, Namdi.
Yes, my lord.
So that's my judgment.
At the court, please. My lord, we are most grateful for the well-researched and everyday judgment of the court. We are most grateful, my lord.
Thank you.
I will wish my lord a very restful vacation.
Thank you, Mr. Namdi. You get the copy of judgment from the registrar.
As the court, please.
Yes.
We are very grateful, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Namdi.
This morning.
That will be all for today. I wish you a very good morning.
As the court, please. As the court, please.
Bye for now. Thank you.
You are welcome, my lord.
Thank you.